Well, the atmosphere is beginning to build. This is Sidecar Super Cup, and this year, the third year of running Super Cup, there is yet even more ingredients. What I'm talking about is basically the idea of Sidecar Super Cup in the UK started in 2001 when there was a keen interest of sidecar riders to compete on the speedway circuits. It's a sport that's been perfected by the Australians, and they knew that to get the Super Cup off the ground they had to invite the best in Australia to come over here and show us what it was all about. We've seen massive changes go on with design of outfits. Russell Mitchell is here again. He showed a lot of the guys that build the outfits exactly what the tricks of the trade were. Now they've gone one better this year, as I say, really the start of the third year of Super Cup, because we've brought the very best of sidecar racers over here. The added ingredient that I was talking about is we've actually returned for the first round to a track that is synonymous with great racing. We used to call it the action track. There's been so much work go on here at the Tunbridge circuit that really it's just incredible to remember where it all started from. And this event, to see the Sidecar Super Cup held at Tunbridge, is really going to put a different note on things. There are so many things I could tell you about that are going to happen today. We've got 7 riders that actually have got to compete amongst themselves in amongst the whole competition to just get a ride in the second round at Kings Lynn next week. So much going on. The atmosphere is beginning to build with the crowd now flooding in the gates, and I know that we are going to see some fantastic racing. So much work has gone on behind the scenes that today the weather looks like it's going to hold for us. It does look as if it's going to be a great Bike Broker Super Cup 2003. Well, there is of course one driver that I had to have a word with this morning, the winner of Super Cup 2002, Darrin Treloar. Great to see you back here again.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and it's good to see the weather's really good.
Well, I'm hoping that you brought that with us, and you know that he's going to be with us for all 4 rounds. But I've got to really, I think, go back to last season and say that whilst I can slightly ignore the Super Cup, you came here for the bonfire burn-up at Tunbridge, and you had a fantastic ride then and won it. You must be feeling quite confident.
Yeah, hopefully we can continue how we were going last year here, and like you said, we went well in Super Cup and the bonfire burn-up, and we've been working on the machine all this week, and everything's up to scratch, and we've got a bit more tackle this year, so hopefully we'll be set up a bit better and we can go a bit quicker. So time will tell.
Well, absolutely amazing. I can't see how you can go a bit quicker than last year, but the interest really is going to be that you've brought 1 or 2 more crews over from Australia, haven't you?
Yeah, there's 2 good crews this year. We've got Andrew Cleave, which is the reigning Australian champion, and Russell Mitchell. He's a former Australian champion. He builds all the chassis that everyone rides over there, and he's a big track specialist, and I think he'll really show his colours today because he likes these big open tracks, so he'll be pretty hard to beat. So will Andrew, and I'm sure the other English boys will be going a lot better this year. They learn a lot, and they've all changed their bikes, and see what happens today.
Well, absolutely. I know the competition's going to be tough. It promises to be a fantastic start, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. The track looks superb, and hopefully we can hold her on and really show the people how these bikes go.
Well, absolutely. Look forward to today's racing. Hopefully speak to you later. Cheers.
Thanks, Jim.
Well, you heard from the conversation I've just had with Darrin that we have got the Australian champion Andrew Cleave with us. Andrew, first impressions of this circuit?
Ah, looks great. Looks very fast, very smooth. Yeah, I think we'll enjoy it very much, and hopefully we can put on a show here today.
Well, I think that's the one thing I noticed with you guys when you come over from Australia. You talk about putting on a show, but really, I just want to know really how this track, from your first look, compares to what you're normally racing on.
Most tracks we race on back home are a lot smaller than this, and not as fast, but we have got tracks this size. We've got some tracks back home in Australia, in your terms, I think a mile and a quarter around race line, so yeah, and speeds of 240 k's get reached on those ones. Yeah, it's a bit daunting, but no, I like this size track. There's plenty of space out there, should be plenty of room for overtaking, nice camber on the corners, and if you do make a mistake, you've got a bit of room before you hit the fence, so I reckon it looks a good, fast, safe track.
Well, I know they put a lot of work into this circuit, and we're expecting it to really be a spectacle today, but I think as the atmosphere builds here this morning, I mean, all eyes must be on you to actually take this event.
Well, I don't know about, we haven't had a ride on the bike yet. We finished building the bike last night at 12 at midnight and fired it up, so it's going to be our first outing, but ask me again after practice and I might be a bit more confident about it, but yeah, I think we should go right, and hopefully we hold our own. There's a lot of quick riders out here. The Aussies that have been over in past years have filled us in, that they're very quick over here, the boys, and And I know how quick Darrin gets around and Russell can get around from back home. And I've seen Ivor ride before back home in Australia, and he's no slouch. So, yeah, I think we're going to far from have it all our own way. I think we're really battling for it. But I'm really looking forward to the challenge, and hopefully we can put on a show.
Well, brilliant. I mean, I think you've summed it up well there, that the Brits have got better. We've got more of you come back from Australia. It promises to be a fantastic event.
Yep, really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Great stuff. Thanks very much.
Supposed to speak into it.
Well, I think continuing the theme that I've been talking about this morning, really, it does look to be a very much an open competition. I had to really have a word with Ivor Matthews, because Ivor, what I'm hearing from the Aussies is actually that they feel that you are much more of a challenge now.
I think in general the Brits are, yeah. I mean, the times at Coventry are noticeably quicker than the last couple of years this year, and consistently quicker as well. Personally, I still think it's going to be if any of us beats the Aussies to any of these rounds, to be honest, it will have been a damn good effort. But we'll surely be trying. So yeah, I think we're getting there. We're getting there.
Well, I think that's true, and I think the theme as we go through Super Cup, we're only into the third year of it so far. I mean, there is so much being learned, isn't it?
Absolutely. We'd be fools if we didn't learn from them while they were here, and that's why it's good to have them here. Like I say, I still think that they're still going to have the edge, I think, but not for long.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, Tony, if I could bring you in for a moment. I mean, slightly different with Super Cup this year, because traditionally we've always been at speedway circuits, but you've ridden Tunbridge many times. It does look like it might be a fantastic day today.
Yeah, that's right. It's a real good track when it's dry. When it goes wet, it gets a bit choppy, and it's not right for the speedway bikes. But on a dry day, I think me and Ivor have got as much chance as any. As far as I'm concerned, bring them on, mate. Bring them on. We're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Well, I think that's what I'm hearing all the way around this pits. Actually, they're up for it. You guys sound like you're up for it. Promises to be a great day.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Cheers. Well, you've heard the name mentioned from other competitors, but we have seen now the return of Russell Mitchell. Russell, back for Super Cup. You've been here before. Must be looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I'm glad to be back. Yeah, we've been flat out since we got over here, and hopefully we've got enough done on the bike.
Well, I mean, I think really what I've got to talk about today is I'm actually saying that I think this is just another twist in the tail, really, that we're not using the traditional speedway circuits. We've come here to Tunbridge. Have you ridden Tunbridge before?
No, I haven't, but it's very similar to the track I grew up in on Claremont back in Perth. Big wide spaces.
Big wide spaces I like, because I think that was what I was going to mention, is that one or two of the competitors are saying there's plenty of room out there. You actually have been labelled as being a bit of a big track specialist.
Yeah, we've won a few long tracks, and as I said before, that's where we cut our teeth on, and that was a fairly clay, drivey, heavy track. And once you come off the fast ones, it's a little bit easier going to the slow ones.
Absolutely. Well, I think the work has been done. They put a lot of work into the circuit. Preparation has been great. The weather looks good. You've actually brought some good weather this year, so I mean, it really does promise to be a great event, doesn't it?
Oh, it's going to be fantastic today, yeah.
Great stuff. Russell, the best of luck. Hopefully speak to you later.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Well, I've already had a word with Ivor Matthews, who got third last year in the series, and of course, really what I'm saying is that there might be a twist in the tail this year with Super Cup because we're here at Tunbridge. John Halsey, you've had a lot of success at this circuit. I think I've got to ask you that $64,000 question. Can any of the Brits beat these big Aussies?
I think we can beat them. I don't know about today, because this will sort of suit them as much as it suits us regarding the grass track. With the Australians back home, they ride on big tracks like this anyway, so but I think at least we know the track, whereas when we go on speedway tracks, we're a little bit sort of new to it. So I think we might have a little bit of an edge today.
Well, it's certainly an interesting twist in the tail, as I say, because a lot of work's gone on with Tunbridge. We know that when the track's good, it does ride well, and I've got to be honest, I think looking out there this morning, it does look in absolutely superb condition.
Yeah, it does. It looks really good. Yeah, Tunbridge has done a good job, and Paul Miller's done a real good job with the speedway promotion, so hopefully it'll suit everyone and it should be some good racing.
Well, indeed it will, and I think, you know, talking to the Australians, I mean, they're saying that you guys are now beginning to learn a lot from them. All the copying of the outfits, etc., has happened. You know, maybe this being the third year will be the year that we can get our noses in front.
Well, that'd be nice to think like that. Yeah, I mean, you've got to come into it sort of being sort of confident. But like you say, there's 3 or 4 of us now that have got the same bikes, the same setup. So fingers crossed we can do what they can do.
Well, let's hope so, John. The very best of luck this afternoon and for the rest of the series.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, I've talked a lot about changes this year, that we're into the third year of Super Cup, and one big change that, although we come here to Tunbridge for the first time, is the crowd are going to notice that they miss the big purr of the big V twin. Well, Richard Moore, you've changed engine style, you've gone the same as everybody else. Do you think that's going to improve your chances?
Our average has gone up. We've had a better start of the season so far. Average has gone up. Still getting used to it. I miss the twin. I like the twin, and I don't want to give the twin up yet. I'll still play around with it and do a few things. But at the moment, let's just go back to basics and just get the confidence and get the points back going again. Really.
Well, very sensible philosophy. I mean, it's a big meeting today, isn't it? I mean, I've talked to the Australians, I've talked to the top Brits. You know, we keep saying that, you know, the Brits are getting closer to these big Aussies, but they've got to be favourite today, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the good thing is at least they have one English bloke in the final with 3 Aussies here. We have one English bloke, but we'll see how we go. But yeah, it's very big and it's going to be good. Yeah, everyone's getting closer, but you know, we'll see.
Well, absolutely. It promises to be a big day. Crowd are starting to come in. I know, as I say, they're going to miss the purr of that big V twin, but obviously, if you do get used to it this morning, very best of luck, mate.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
Cheers.
That's great. Thanks.
Well, I've talked an awful lot about the conditions of the track here today and the fact that it is the start of a brand new Super Cup. Duncan, Tolhurst, you've got a lot of experience of this circuit. Do you think it's going to savour the Brits at all today?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I've not seen a great deal of the Aussies on big circuits, but they tell me that's what they do, and so yeah, yeah, we've all got to think, yeah, they're the ones we've got to beat today, and yeah, and I think everybody knows that, but having the conditions, yeah, I just hope the dust is not going to be a problem, and as we know last time it did dig out here, and yeah, and whether that will favour us and not the Aussies, if that does happen, I don't know. But
that's right. There's a lot of things going to be happening today, a lot of interest, and I think, you know, really why I had to have a quick word with you is that I'm kind of thinking that there is a chance that we might have the edge. I mean, John Halsey, I was talking to earlier, mentioned that, you know, you've ridden it many times, you know the setup, could give you the edge in the first few heats, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. If we have got an edge, it'll be earlier on, that's for sure, because yeah, we know the Australians, and yeah, they learn quick, and and yeah, they will, yeah, especially if we are doing something which they believe's right, they will cotton on to it. But yeah, it's going to be hard, and that's why they're here. We've got a lot of respect for them, but so well, not too much respect.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think there's a lot of crowd out there sort of secretly praying that we're going to do it one day. We're going to get a Brit up there as number one in one of these Super Cup rounds. Who knows? It might be the day.
I do personally believe, like, if the Aussies are going to get beaten this year in particular, it'll be here today, like, because yeah, we know that they are the speedway people on the outfits. So yeah, I'm hoping if it does get done, it'll be today.
Yeah. Well, you never know. If it's going to get done, let's hope it's you, Dunk.
Yeah, I know.
Very best of luck, mate. I know you've had success earlier on in the year.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem now, because yeah, everybody's thinking we've done it once, you've got to do it again. But yeah, I can only do my best, and like, yeah, I'm not the only Brit here who's capable of doing it. You know, Rob, John, and Ivor. Yeah, they've all won here. I'm not just the only one who's won here. They've all won here in the past. So like, and if a Brit can do it, I'll be behind them, cheering them. You know.
Excellent. Absolutely right. Very best of luck, mate.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. Just getting the final instructions. He wants to get him around the circuit. So let's give a very big Brit warm welcome to last year's winner of Super Cup. That is number one this afternoon, Darrin Treloar and Justin Playstead. Those of you that went to the Super Cup last year know that I'm not shy to say to you, these guys are very, very talented. The bit I learned during the season last year was that Justin himself rides outfits over in Australia. He's a very talented driver in his own right, but when these two get together, they are a very, very formidable crew. And I'm sure there's a lot of you, if you looked at the bookies, you will know that they are the 3-1 favourites this afternoon. They are defending the title of Super Cup winners in 2002. Sporting the Union Jack, and come on, let's see those Union Jacks you were handed on the way you came in. Let's see them waving, supporting the Brits, because there's an interesting challenge for 6 times British champion Steve Smith and Mark Nelson. They returned to Sidecar Speedway racing because they thought that the Super Cup looked such a challenge, and it's great to see Steve back out. Now, if you've looked at the centre of the programme, you'll know that there are 7 outfits that have got to fight for qualification into round 2. If you're not sure what that means, it's basically that there are 20 competitors afternoon, and we've got to whittle that down to 20. Right, outfit number 4 I can see coming past us. That's James Rogers and Damien Janes. You remember those hitting the grass track world, being the youngest crew that started on the grass track for many, many years, and played with engine problems last year. Outfit number 3 should have been before James Rogers, but not to worry. Craig Cheatham and Kevin Williams only doing Sidecar Speedway now, and Kevin very little racing at all, but great to see them back in the Super Cup. And they of course have the title of being the very first Super Cup winners. They won it back in 2001. Outfit number 5, good to see Joe Mogg and Joe Smith, again a Somerset crew that really only do Sidecar Speedway now. They're not seen very much on the grass track circuits. Outfit number 6, Simon Wall and Kevin Jones, and we get used to really saying that Simon is in his own right a very, very good passenger. Has ridden for John Hiscock a lot this season, but loves the Sidecar Speedway, getting better and better all the time. Outfit number 7 is Mick Cave and Mick Stace, and it's good to see Mick Stace back in the world of racing again. Another one that gave up the world of grass track racing, but was so excited about the prospect of Sidecar Speedway. He's made a return, and I wouldn't have thought the odds are staying at 12-1 for them, but they must have dropped, because on that R1 Yamaha they've got to be favourite this afternoon. Very experienced on the speedway circuits. Outfit number 8, that is Duncan Tolhurst and Nicky Owen, and I think when I was looking at practice, I've got to say that they look to be one of the quickest British crews out there. They won the Battle of Britain here at Tunbridge, so they certainly know their way around the Tunbridge track, and a lot of work gone into that outfit to get it ready for this afternoon, and we wish them the very best of luck. Outfit number 9 is John Hiscock and Nick Walters. Again, I'm going to say it, a return of a passenger to the world of racing, attracted by the Sidecar Speedway. Outfit number 10, Russell Mitchell and Justin Winchester. Russell, of course, from Australia, has been over here for Super Cup and put up some great performances. He won a round last year. Oh, so I say in 2001 he won a round. 17 years old is his passenger, Justin Winchester. And great to see him. Number 11 is Roger Wen and Richard Masterton on that SGM Yamaha. Outfit number 12, and what are we going to see from these guys? Reigning Australian champions at the moment. Outfit number 12, Andrew Cleave and Dave Power. In the UK for the very first time. Will they be able to take Super Cup trophy? It's very, very questionable. Have they learned enough about what goes on over here? One of the strongest competitors in the British lineup has got to be outfit number 13. It's John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Many times winners of the British Masters, as well as British Speedway champions. Now it says here they took a little bit of time to get used to their Aussie Mitch chassis last season, but when it clicks, Team Halsey will be in the thick of it, determined to beat the Aussies. That's exactly what he said to me when I interviewed him for the video this morning. Mick Turrell and Tony Baisby plagued with problems at the start of this racing season, injury after injury, but they both claim they're fully fit now and enjoying the Sidecar Speedway. Outfit number 15, they finished 3rd last year behind the 2 Australian crews. It is of course Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles. They've got to be one of the top contenders this afternoon. Great to see the youngsters, number 16, Matt Turrell and Sean Yates on the steer Yamaha. Travelled all the way up from Cornwall. very, very exciting young crew, and one that will certainly be trying to mix it with the very best. Number 17, solo rider turned sidecar. That's Peter Lloyd, of course, and passenger Terry Madley. They're again on R1 power, and we keep our fingers crossed for them this afternoon. Number 18 is Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera, competed in all 4 rounds last season. And if I turn the page, you'll see outfit number 19 is Richard Moore and Rob Winspear. One thing we have lost from Super Cup is the sound of that mighty V-twin that Richard and Rob rode last season. They've gone to Yamaha power, and they said, well, they had to do something to be competitive. We'll see how they go this afternoon. Paul Whitelam and Mark Whitelam, going from strength to strength. Paul done a lot of second half meetings at Coventry, and he's getting better and better all the time. Number 21, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, another one of the crews that's going to fight their way through to get into round 2. There's just 7 crews that you'll see asterisks with the red star, and it's 3 of those crews that will go to make up the lineup of 20 outfits in round 2. 22, but it's actually 23 that comes first of all. Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh on the FZR, all the way from Cheshire, current British Speedway champions, won that down in Newport last year, and looking to improve on last year's results. And new chassis as well, so we hope that Gary has got used to that. We know he's a very strong competitor, and if I talk about strong competitors, what could I say about number 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale? Hit by tragedy last season at Workington. They flew along the back straight upside down. They ended up not competing in the rest of the series, but they have made a full recovery, and it's great to see Rob back out there again. He's had many a win down here at Tunbridge, and he certainly knows his way around this circuit. All our reserves coming out for the parade. That's Martin Newman and Kieran Arnwell. That's outfit number 25. Number 26 is Duncan Fish and Danny Malone. And number 27, Steve Maitland and Carl Bell. Strict. And he's one of those 7 competitors that I'll try to get through. But for the meantime, let's start with the solo competitors. The support event this afternoon. And riding number 1, very exciting rider Jason Bunyan. Number 2 is Glenn Phillips. Number 3, Richard Hall. Number 5, Martin Williams. Number 7, we're looking for, has he come past me yet? I've seen Joe Screen. Number 8, Paul Knott is out there. Number 9, Mitch Godden. Number 10, Lewis Denham, who's been putting in some great performances. The youngster that's come up through the schoolboy ranks. Another one who's going well up through the schoolboy ranks and into full-blown competition now is number 11, the exciting Paul Cooper. Number 12, the great campaigner Trevor Banks. Number 13, Darren Rolfe. Number 14, a very exciting Matt Reed. Number 15, Steve Brayford. And number 16, of course, the infamous Bob Dolman. The reserves are number 17, Jason Hilliard, and number 18, Martin Sturgeon. And number 19 is Bevan Gilbert-Jarrett. Now, what I can tell you is that there is no Andrew Appleton and no Jeremy Doncaster. That's 4 and 6. So 17, Jason Hilliard will take Jeremy Doncaster's rides, and 18, Martin Sturgeon will take Andrew Appleton's rides. And if you look in your programme, it's race 1 where we see Jason Bunyan, Glenn Phillips, Richard Hall, Martin Sturgeon, Martin Williams, Jason Hilliard, Joe Screen. Jason Bunyan's caught in the crowd in 4th at the moment, but it is Joe Screen that flies down the back straight, leading from the rest of the field as they pile into that pit bend for the first time. Can anybody catch Joe Screen? He leads. Paul Knott in 2nd place, and Glenn Phillips on the inside of him. Oh, Jason Bunyan's working his way through now. He's up into 3rd place in front of Paul Knott. He's closing down on Glenn Phillips as he goes into that pit bend for the 2nd time. But it's still Joe Screen. Oh, Jason Bunyan I'm keeping my eye on because he's closing on Glenn Phillips, but Glenn Phillips is having nothing to do with it. He's chasing after Joe Screen. One more lap to go in this, the first race of the afternoon. And indeed looks as how it's going to stay as they go into the pit bend for the last time. Checkered flag is being made ready for the first time this afternoon, and it's going to be taken by Joe Screen. Glenn Phillips gets 2nd, Jason Bunyan in 3rd. Richard Hall in 4th, and Paul Knott in 5th. So let's give you then the points scored for race 1, because if we go from the very top, Jason Bunyan picked up 6 points for his 3rd place. Number 2, Glenn Phillips picked up 8 points for the 2nd. Number 3, Richard Hall, 5 points. We won't score Andrew Appleton there. Martin Williams, number 5, got 3 points. No score for Jeremy Doncaster. Number 7, Joe Screen gets maximum 10 points for the win. And number 8, Paul Knott gets 4 points. You go down to the reserves. Number 17, Jason Treloar picks up 1. And 18, Martin Sturgeon picks up 2 points. Winning time was 1:28.35. In all sorts of problems. Well, he's certainly picked up a lot of grip, and he's now got himself away. He's got a lot to do to catch this field up because they're already flying down the back straight into that bottom turn. Pick them up where this time they come round past me. Hitchcock, I can see back in 4th place at the moment. Trevor Banks going round to Matt Reed. What can Matt Reed do about it? Down the back straight they go. Matt Reed staying on the inside, making Trevor Banks go wide on that pit turn. Will he get the advantage as he comes off that turn? Trevor Banks. Steve Brayford at the moment watching what's going on in front of him. In 3rd place. But it is Trevor Banks now that gets away. Matt Reed has to settle for 2nd place for the moment. Last lap flag time as they come past me this time. Hiscock still holding pressure. Trevor Banks certainly looks to be enjoying himself. He had a great ride over in Tetzrow in Germany, a fantastic event for him to win this season. And as he comes to the line, he's being pushed by Matt Reed, but he gets the win. Matt Reed in 2nd. Steve Brayford in 3rd. Mitch Gordon hangs on to 4th under pressure from Darrin Treloar. Paul Cooper has caught up with the rest of the field. Very, very disappointed with his first ride this afternoon. So, race 2 in your programme. Let's go down from rider number 9, Mitch Gordon. 5 points were picked up in that ride. Number 10, Lewis Denham, 1 point. Number 11, Paul Cooper, 2 points. Number 12, Trevor Banks, maximum 10 points. Number 13, Darren Roll, 4 points. Number 14, Matt Reed for that 2nd place, 8 points. Number 15, Steve Brayford, 6 points. Number 16, Bob Dolman, 3 points. The winning time, 1:26.24. 1:26.24. So we now turn to the centre of the programme and we see out for the first time this afternoon the competitors for Bike Broker World Sidecar Super Cup. This is race 1. coming to the line, riding in helmet colours red, that's on the inside, the reigning Super Cup champions from 2002, Darrin Treloar and Justin Plaisted. Next to them is Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel. They're joined by Craig Cheatham and Kevin Williams, winners of 2001 Super Cup. Number 4, James Rogers and Damien James. Number 5, Joe Mogg and Joe Smith. And right on the outside, just in front of me, is number 6, Simon Wall and Kevin Jones. Steve Smith being asked to bring himself up to the tapes. The starter's happy, he moves away. This afternoon, Darrin Treloar trying to find a way through, and he has found a way through. He's got himself just with a front wheel in front, but he's got Simon Wall on the outside of it. So Darrin Treloar it is that leads going into the top bend for the first time this afternoon. Simon Wall still there in second. Number 5, Joe Mogg and Joe Smith, and sitting in third place under pressure from Craig Cheatham and Kevin Williams. But this is exactly what Darrin Treloar would have wanted to do. Unbeaten in any round last season. The very, very strong competitor, Darrin Treloar. He returns to this circuit for the bonfire burn up at the end of our traditional grass track season. And yes, he went and won that as well. He knows his way around this circuit, setting the sort of pace in race 1 that he'll want to set for the rest of the day. Simon Wall with problems as he goes into that pit bend. Simon Wall puts his arm in the air, he knows he's hit mechanical problems. Well, he did in practice this morning, and that's mega disappointment for Simon Wall. Very, very disappointed, having a good ride in second place there to Darrin Treloar. There's now a big, big gap between first and second as we see the checker flag go for the very first time this afternoon. Darrin Treloar and Justin Plaisted take it. Great ride from Joe Mogg and Joe Smith to get second first time out this afternoon. Well, I think you can see that Simon Wall and Kevin Jones have decided that they're going to try and push their way round to pick up 1 point from their first ride. It's a long, long way to go. And of course, they have got 2 minutes officially to do this. It's a long way round this circuit to pick up 1 point. Let's give you the rest of the points while Simon and Kevin are pushing the machinery round. From the top then, rider number 1, Darrin Treloar and Justin Plaisted, the 3-to-1 favourites this afternoon, get maximum 7 points from their first ride. Number 2, Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel get 2 points from their first ride. Number 3, Craig Cheatham and Kevin Williams, 4 points. Number 4, James Rogers and Damien James, 3 points. Number 5, Joe Mogg and Joe Smith, a great start to the day, second place and 5 points. Oh, we're watching anxiously as Simon Wall and Kevin Jones have got themselves up to that top bend. This is where it starts to get hard work. A lot of encouragement from the crowd. The clock is ticking away. They've got less than 30 seconds to go to get themselves to the checkered flag by the real rules of grass track racing. That was a long, long way round. We're anxiously trying to stop the clock ticking away, but it's going to be close. It is going to be close. I wonder just how close they know it's going to be. They are just literally into the last 5 seconds on the clock that we set going, and they have just about made it. Oh, that couldn't have been closer. Well, we've stopped the clock at 1 minute 59 seconds, so they just about made it. So let's put the official result in. 1 point to Simon Wall and Kevin Jones, outfit number 6. So the outfits come to the line, out for the first time this afternoon. Number 7, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. 8 is Duncan Tolhurst and Nicky Owen. 9 is John Hiscock and Nick Walters. 10 is Russell Mitchell and Justin Winchester. 11, Roger Wynne and Richard Masterton. And 12, Andrew Cleave and Dave Power. So Andrew Cleave and Dave Power on the outside. They are reigning Australian champions. Previous Australian champions, number 10, Russell Mitchell. In fact, I think Russell is correct in what he's saying. He should have been third in from the outside. 7, Mick Cave. Just inside them. So we watch for the tapes to go for this, the second of the Mike Broker Super Cup. I can't see where this afternoon. To get underway, Mick Cave made a very good start on the centre gate. And it is Mick Cave that's got himself into that first turn, but he's got both the Australians on the outside of him. Russell Mitchell and Andrew Cleave shut out as they come out of that bottom corner. And it is, at the moment, Mick Cave who's leading as he comes around that bottom turn. Russell Mitchell looking to go around the outside. Roger Wynne and Richard Masterton in second place, holding off Russell Mitchell at the moment, but Russell Mitchell doesn't want any of that. He gets around the outside of Roger Wynne. He's now chasing after Mick Cave, but look at Duncan Tolhurst coming through. Duncan Tolhurst trying to come through on the inside, but that's Andrew Cleave that's dived through the middle of both of them. Andrew Cleave and Dave Power is up in the second place, a tremendous bottom turn. They're looking for Russell Mitchell is back in fourth place. Duncan Tolhurst in third at the moment, and look at Andrew Cleave closing on Mick Cave. Andrew Cleave wants to get to the front, and that's exactly what he does. Well, all the rumours were that Andrew Cleave and Dave Power are going to take some beating. We thought perhaps there was an upset in this, their first ride, but they've got themselves to the front. Still a good ride from Mick Cave and passenger Mick Stace. They're holding that second. Duncan Tolhurst sitting there in third. They're holding off the other Australian, Russell Mitchell. He's in fourth place at the moment. But as they come to the line, would you have expected this after those first two laps? It's Andrew Cleave and Dave Power that take it. Mick Cave and passenger Mick Stace finish in second. Oh, what a tremendous race that turned out to be. Only the second race of the 2003 series. Of the Sidecar Super Cup. And let's take it from rider number 7, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Riding in white, they get 5 points for their second place. Number 8, Duncan Tolhurst and Nicky Owen, 4 points. Number 9, John Hiscock and Nick Walters, 3 points. Number 10, Russell Mitchell and Justin Winchester, 2 points. Number 11, Roger Wynne and Richard Masterton, 1 point. But an incredible 7 points for number 12, Andrew Cleave and Dave Power. The winning time was 128.98, 128.98. So you should have maximum 7 points for both the Australian crews at the moment. Darrin Treloar in race 3, Andrew Cleave in race 4. So the lineup for Heat 3, effectively race 5 in your programme. We see for the first time this afternoon, number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Number 14, Mick Turrell and Tony Baisby. Number 15, Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles. Number 16, Matthew Tyrrell and Sean Yates. 17, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. And 18, Paul Bickley, Paul Silvera. Come together as they go into that first turn. Ivor just with the nose in front, but John Halsey right there with him. Those two break away as they go down the back straight, and it is Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles that just get themselves in front of John Halsey and Jason Glennie. John Halsey trying to come through on the inside though. John Halsey gets the lead. Number 16, Matthew Tyrrell and Sean Yates are still there in third place. it is John Halsey and Jason Glennie that have taken over from Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles as they now go down the back straight. Well, we've lost something off of John Halsey's machine. I can't quite see what that is, but it certainly bounced down that back straight. We hope it's nothing. No, in fact, I can see that it is the clearing in front of where John's leg is. So there was a coming together of those two outfits as they went into that first turn, and only superficial damage done to the machinery. So nothing mechanically impaired at all as they go into the last lap, looking for a win first time out this afternoon. John Halsey and Jason Glennie lead. Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles. Good ride this from Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. They're sitting in third place. And I thought for a moment there, Ivor Matthews certainly hasn't given up as he got closer in that top bend. He closes up again in the bottom turn. He does look to be quicker in the turns, Ivor Matthews. But as they come up to the checkered line, it is John Halsey and Jason Glennie that take the win. Full with drama as went into that first turn. The results are outfit number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glennie get maximum 7 points for the win. Number 14, Mick Turrell and Tony Baisby, 3 points. Number 15, Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles, 5 points. Number 16, Matthew Tyrrell and Sean Yates, 4 points. Number 17, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley, 1 point. And number 18, Paul Bickley, Paul Silvera, 2 points. The winning time was 1:28.80, 1:28.80, so still the fastest time so far for the very first of the Super Cup Series. That was the race 3 in your programme, and Darrin Treloar's time of 1:27.5. Well, we've got two of our outfits out for the fourth ride of this, their first outfit on the Tunbridge circuit. Gary Jackson the first to make it, and we should be looking for number 19 Richard Moore and Rob Winspear, number 20 Paul Whitelam, Mark Whitelam, 21 Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, 22 Steph Blythe and Carl Blythe, 23 Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh, and 24 Rob Wilson and Ian Whale. Rob Wilson has made the best of it. Paul Whitelam's right there with him though, and Paul Whitelam looking for a way through on the inside. Gary Jackson goes round the outside of Paul Whitelam. Steph and Carl Blythe move up into fourth place and looking for third round the outside of Paul Whitelam. They've got themselves up into third. Oh, well, I'm watching that battle for third place. Rob Wilson has got away. Matt Fumarola's now started to make a move, and there must be problems for Paul Whitelam. He's slowed and he's right at the back of the field. So as they start to get a little bit spread out, you can see there is still movement at the back of the field. Matt Fumarola's trying to come through. Well, there's problems for Carl Blythe as well. Steph and Carl Blythe pull off, so I'm sure there was early problems for Paul Whitelam. Now we've got problems for Steph and Carl Blythe. So only 4 outfits running at full race speed as they go into the last lap. I'm sure Rob Wilson will find it all. Rob Wilson and Messenger Ian Well certainly making the best of it at the moment. As they go down that back straight, looking very comfortable indeed. It'll be interesting to watch the time on this one because they've had it from start to finish. And there is the checker flag as they cross the line. Gary Jackson gets Skidmore and Rob Winspear picking up 3 points. For Whitelam, Mark Whitelam, 2 points. Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, 4 points. Steph and Carl Blythe, 1 point. Number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh, second place, 5 points. But the most important one of all, number 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Wells, maximum 7 points. So if we carry all the totals through, we've got wins and maximum points for Darrin Treloar and Justin Plaisted. We've got maximum 7 points for Andrew Cleave and Dave Power. John Halsey, Jason Glennie and Rob Wilson, Ian Wells. Number 12, Trevor Banks. Joe Screen does go in this one. Right round the outside though, and he has gone all the way round and he's got himself to the front. Oh, tremendous first bend from Jason Bunyan. He flies in that bottom turn, he's decided to stay wide. He's very, very quick out there. Joe Screen stayed on the dry dirt on the inside. Again, Jason Bunyan stays wide. Joe Screen trying to stay on the dry dirt on the inside, but he's losing traction. As indeed Jason Bunyan flies down that back straight. Look how wide he is. He stays up on the crest of the corner. Right on the ball. Jason Bunyan puts it down. He stayed wide, he was very quick. He's put it down on that top bend. I think he's got machinery running. No, he hasn't. He has lost power. They would try and get it going. A great, great shame. That was a tremendous ride from Jason Bunyan. Joe Screen was having a much, much better time this time as he took his second place, battling with Mitch Godden. Oh, Jason Bunyan desperately trying to get that machinery going. He gets it started. But look at the way Paul Cooper's closing up on Joe Screen. He's taken Jason Bunyan's lines and gone for the outside. He's checkered flag this time. It's Paul Cooper get it on the line. We'll wait to see what the line judge says. It was very, very close. He had the front wheel in the air as he went across the line. It was indeed very, very close on the line. Number 1, Jason Bunyan, very, very unlucky indeed. A tremendous start to that race, but ends up with 1 point. Number 3, Richard Hall, 5 points. Number 5, Martin Williams, 2 points. Number 7, and this is the one you're waiting for, 8 points for second place. Number 9, Mitch Godden, 6 points. Number 11, Paul Cooper, maximum 10 points for the win. Number 13, Darren Rolfe, 3 points. Number 15, Steve Brayford, 4 points. The winning time was 131.11. 131.11, that equates to 58.91 miles per hour. So I'm sure that the concern they had with regards to the watering was totally justified. You can see exactly what was happening. Joe Screen was taking that inside line, trying to stay on the dry dirt. He wasn't as quick as the riders that were going out wider and finding quicker, harder drive. Now all the time it's drying out, riders will know that they can pull inside a bit more. So as we look to race 8, on the start line, so he's been taken back 10 metres, 15 metres I'm being told it is, so Lewis Denham has to start 15 metres down, the rest of the riders Insurgent looking at the starting numbers. Oh, that was a tremendous start from Lewis Denham as he goes down the backside. He's got himself to the front. A tremendous first turn for Lewis Denham. Well, has he got the bit between his teeth? He really is wound up. He's got himself to the front. The rest of us. Tremendous first lap from Lewis Denham. Oh, Paul Knott is in there fighting in second place. Glenn Phillips is there as well. They sort themselves out as they go down that back straight. I'm looking for Trevor Banks, who had that first win. He's back in 5th place at the moment. 3 riders almost together in second, but Lewis Denham is leading. That's Matt Reed has gone round the outside, and Matt Reed is now got to the front. So Lewis Denham, passed by 2 riders, fights back and stays in second place. But Matt Reed has made the better of it and is going down the back straight, leading from Lewis Denham in second place. Glenn Phillips is still in third, but Glenn Phillips now looking to make a move as well as he goes from the inside. From Lewis Denham. And Lewis Denham is next again going to that bottom turn. Well, he really does pick up some speed coming out of that bottom turn. He's done it again going down that back straight. He's got himself into second. Good ride this from Matt Reed, though. Let's not take it away from Matt as he sees the checkered flag now. He's going to get his first win. Right, double checking to make sure we got the right points against the right rider. Number 2, Glenn Phillips, top of the list in race 8. He picked up 6 points. No scores to go in the boxes for number 4 and number 6. Next one you've got is number 8, Paul Knott. He gets 5 points. Number 10, Lewis Denham, certainly the star of that race. 8 points for that second place. Number 12, Trevor Banks, after that early win, gets 4 points. And number 14, Matt Reed, builds on his second place first time. He gets the win on maximum 10 points. Bob Dolman, number 16, gets 3 points. Jason Hilliard, number 17, 2 points. And Martin Sturgeon, number 18, 1 point. The winning time was 129.95, 129.95. those Fisher time being left for the water to go off the surface and soak down in. We see the riders now coming to the line for race 10 in your programme. So moving back to the centre spread. Now where will Darrin Treloar go this time? Joe Mogg had a very good ride first time out. He's already to the line. Well, in fact, Darrin Treloar is coming right to the outside. So he knows he's got a long, long way to go to get round that first turn. John Halsey, the other rider of interest, is moving into the centre of the start line. The last of the competitors to come in line for race 9. So who's going to make it off the start line? Kind of pulling John Halsey up to the tapes. Start moves away. Up go the tapes. And made a tremendous start, but on the inside, Matt Fumarola has made the best of all starts. He goes into the first turn in front of John Halsey. Darrin Treloar is on the outside in third place at the moment, but John Halsey goes for the lead. On the inside of Matt Fumarola as they go into that top bend for the first time. Well, let's pick it up for you as they come down past because it is outfit number 9, John Hiscock and Nick Walters, that are in third place at the moment. So 3 outfits holding off the challenge of Darrin Treloar at the moment. What can he do about it? He's back in 4th place at the moment, and he spun it going into that top bend. He spins going into the top bend. He brilliantly holds on to it. It looks as if the motor has stalled, but John Halsey and Jason Glennie, they stay at the front. Well, Darrin Treloar will be very disappointed with this one. I'm sure there'll be a lot of Brits cheering. Come on, let's see those flags waving for John Halsey and Jason Glennie, because they're going to get the win. There's one more lap to go, or are they? Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson staying right with John Halsey. Now down the back straight they go. Matt Fumarola letting John Halsey know that he's there. John Halsey will be pleased that he's got the win. He knew he was out against Darrin Treloar, but he slowed again and Matt has got close to him. Well, into the checkered flag they go. They take the win. Good ride from Matt Fumarola. Remember, he's one of those crews that is fighting for a place in round 2. So let's give you the points for race 9 then, as we see the competitors coming out for race 10. From the very top, number 1, Darrin Treloar and Justin Playstead, 1 point. Number 5, Joe Mogg and Joe Smith, 2 points. Number 9, John Hiscock and Nick Walters, 4 points. Number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glennie, maximum 7 points. Number 17, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley, 3 points. Number 21, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, 5 points. 133.56 was the winning time, 133.56. That was equating to 57.30, and that's 133.56. I'm being corrected, that was 133.66, I do apologise. 133.66, as I was just transferring 14 points over to the total for John Halsey, compared to the 8 of Darrin Treloar, 7 for Joe Mogg, 7 also for John Hiscock, 4 points for Peter Lloyd, and 9 points for Matt Fumarola. Incredibly there we've got Matt Fumarola going ahead of Darrin Treloar for the moment after 2 rides. So what will happen in race 10 as they come to the line? Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel, Simon Wall and Kevin Jones, Russell Mitchell and Justin Winchester, Mick Tyrrell and Tony Baisby, Paul Bickley, Paul Silvera, Stefan Carl-Blythe. At the moment there's problems for Simon Wall. It's the crew of Simon Wall and Kevin Jones. They are into the second round, so they're not in that difficult position of being one of the 7 qualifiers. But But a very disappointing start to the 2003 Mike Broker World Sidecar Speedway Super Cup. Well, very quickly somebody's on the ball in the pits because they've seen there's only 5 competitors, so quickly they send out the reserve, and I'm pleased to see number 25, Martin Newman and Kieran Arnwell. Now, Martin, you may know from Speedway World, is involved in promotion of Sidecar Speedway and Speedway in general on the Isle of Wight. I know he took up quad racing last season and had a lot of fun on the quad on the Speedway circuit particularly, and he's now turned his attention to sidecar racing. So out for the first time in Super Cup 2003. What impact can he have? Russell Mitchell anxious to make up for lost points in that first ride. Starter happy that everybody's now in line. He moves away. Bickley's made a good start on the inside. Russell Mitchell's gone wide. There's problems for one outfit slowing as he go into that first turn. So we got 5 only going down that back straight. And into that top turn they go. Well, where is Russell Mitchell? It was him that was in trouble, I mean. Well, very, very disappointing start to Super Cup 2003, and he doesn't look happy with things at all. It's completely jumped in the air on that bottom turn. Russell not happy with things at the moment, but let's not take it away from Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. They won't mind at all as they come off that bottom turn with Steve Smith in second place, Mick Turrell in third place at the moment. Martin Newman holding 4th place, but a long way back from those front 3. Can Mick Turrell make up second? He's getting closer and closer to Steve Smith. Russell Mitchell goes by me, but he won't be happy with his performance so far this afternoon. Looking for a way through on the inside line on Steve Smith. Has he found a gap? He's very, very close to Steve Smith as they go into that top turn. And it is Mick Turrell has got second place. Steve Smith tries to come back at him. Well, those two have a good battle for that second place. This is going to be, as the checker flag is made ready, a very good win for outfit number 18, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. As it goes out once again to try and keep the dust under control, let's give you the points from the top for race 10. It's number 2, Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel, 4 points. Number 6, Simon Wall and Kevin Jones, no score. Number 10, Russell Mitchell and Justin Winchester, 1 point. Number 14, Mick Turrell and Tony Baisby, 5 points. Number 18, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera, 7 points. Number 22, Stephen Carl Blythe, 3 points. And Martin Newman and Kieran Arnwell, number 25, 2 points. 134.45 was the winning time, 134.45. That average is 56.83 miles per hour. 8 points for Mick Turrell and Tony Baisby mentioned. I'm interested in those ones because I mentioned to you earlier about the red asterisks against those riders. They're really having their own battle amongst themselves to get into the second round proper. Once again, as we see the riders now being brought out of the pits for race 11 in your programme. Oh, remember, this is where we will see another competitor getting a race victory, because we've already seen John Halsey and Darrin Treloar. We know that in race 12 we got the battle between Rob Wilson and Andrew Cleave. So one other crew will be able to get maximum points from race 11, and coming to the line is Craig Cheatham and Kevin Williams, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Now, they had a second first time out, Roger Wynne and Richard Masterton, Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles also had a second first time out. Richard Moore and Rob Winspear, Gary Jackson and Cole Pugh. That's the lineup for race 11.
Riders confused on what position they should be on the start line. Things are now sorted out. Start anxiously calling them right up to the tapes. Yes, he's happy with things. Starter moved away. Up to the tapes. Very, very tight for Gary Jackson. I thought that he was going to touch the tapes, but he made the best of it. Oh, there's all sorts of problems on that first turn. And in fact, I can see a red flag, so whether that was deemed as an unsatisfactory start, I know Gary Jackson was very close to touching the tapes, but I don't think he actually touched them. Well, I think it was a start line infringement, but I'm sure one crew that we're very pleased about the restart is outfit number 11, Roger Wynne and Richard Masterton. They did a nice little 360 on that bottom bend, so they get a chance to come back in line again, but quite what's happening I don't know. Ivor Matthews talking with the starters here in front of me.
Who's excluded? Who's put back?
And what he's telling me is that it was stopped due to an unsatisfactory start. Now the official line is that outfit number 23 was seen to have an exceptionally good start, but he didn't actually touch the tapes, so all outfits will be going from the tapes. Well, that's what I was told. Masterton, the last to come into line. We've got 5 outfits on the start line. Gary Jackson has got some deficit to make up. If he didn't like to stand up there, very, very quickly indeed. I expect him to stay wide on that first turn, and he has gone round the outside. He's made up one place in that first turn. Ivor Matthews looking to try and get the lead, but at the moment he's got to go the outside line, and you see that it's all getting very close, all those lower positions. Gary Jackson has tried to move through. Number 7, Mick Cave and Mick Stayson had that early lead, but Ivor Matthews is looking for it as he goes into that pit turn for the second time. No, Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles it is that have got the lead, but Mick Cave and Mick Stayson are right there with them. Keeping my eye on Gary Jackson. He was very, very upset, I think, about being put back, although he did get a bit of a jump start. There were no big cuts, and he's now up into 4th place. Great Mick Cave as they come off that bottom turn. And this is where I think Gary Jackson will start to make a challenge for third place. Exactly where Ivor Matthews wanted to be, out in front. He's looking at the last lap flags. He comes past me this time. That's how it stays as they go into that bottom turn again. Closes up. Craig Cheatham, in fact, getting closer to Mick Cave. Speed trying for that second place. That's pushing Mick on. And he's actually going after Ivor Matthews as he tries to hold a tight line that bottom turn, and Mick Cave is going for it round the outside. Mick Cave gets it. Well, as Ivor Matthews tried very hard to keep all the doors shut, Mick Cave took the decision to go wide, and it proved to be a winning decision. Great last corner from Mick Cave and Mick Stace. 4 as we end up with points for outfit number 3, Craig Cheatham and Kevin Williams, 4 points. Number 7, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Tremendous last turn, maximum 7 points. Number 11, Roger Wynne and Richard Masterton, 1 point. Number 15, Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles, 5 points. Number 19, Richard Moore and Rob Winspear, 2 points. Number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh, 3 points. 135.71 was the winning time, 135.71, 56.08 the average speed. So, was this perhaps the most interesting heat so far this afternoon as race 12 comes to the line? We've got number 4, James Rogers and Damien James. Number 8, Duncan Tolhurst and Nicky Owen. Number 12, Andrew Cleave and Dave Power. Number 16, Matthew Turrell and Sean Yates. Number 20, Paul Whitelam and Mark Whitelam. And number 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale. So, Rob Wilson right on the outside. Watch for Andrew Cleave in the yellow and black helmet colours and white outfit. Number 12. He's in the middle gate. Will he get a much better start this time? We know that he had all the work to do. He's got all the way around. He lost it going into that first turn though. And indeed it is Paul Whitelam that's made the best of the start. So again Andrew Cleave has missed the start. Well, he's back in 4th place at the moment. Rob Wilson's back there as well, so there's a lot of work to be done in this one. As we go into that bottom turn, Andrew Cleave starts to work his way through. Paul Whitelam has got the lead. They're off the circuit as they go into the finishing straight. Oh, Duncan Tolhurst is now starting to have a go as well. He's moved up into 2nd place. Oh, Rob Wilson round the outside perhaps. Rob Wilson up into 3rd. Looks to go for 2nd. Rob Wilson into 2nd. Looking to take the lead as well as he comes off that bottom turn. Tremendous ride from Rob Wilson and Tony Miles. Put him back on there. Rob Wilson and Ian Whale, of course, as they go into that pit bend, they now have got the lead. I'm watching for Andrew Cleave. Has he made a move yet? He's back in 4th place still. In fact, I can't count, he's back in 5th place by the because we've got from the front Rob Wilson, now exactly where he wants to be, going into the last lap. This is a great ride from Whitelam. Oh, Matthew Turrell is making a difference as well. He's now moved up into 3rd place, or has he? Duncan Tolhurst wide, Matt Turrell on the inside. Andrew Cleave still back there in 5th place. Good scrap for this 3rd and 4th though, indeed ought to involve 2nd really. As they come off that last bend, Rob Wilson gets the win. Paul Whitelam gets 2nd. Duncan Tolhurst, I would have said, just got 3rd, but it was very, very close indeed. Another tremendous sidecar race. Race 12 in your programme. Let's give you the points from the top. Number 4, James Rogers and Damien James get 1 point. That takes their total on to 4. Number 8, Duncan Tolhurst and Nicky Owen, 4 points. They move on to 8. Number 12, Andrew Cleave and Dave Power, 2 points, they move on to 9. Number 16, Matthew Turrell and Sean Yates get 3 points. Number 20, Paul Whitelam and Mark Whitelam, a tremendous ride for them in 2nd place, moving on to 7 overall. But most interesting of all, perhaps, number 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale, maximum 7 points. They keep the maximum, 2 rides and 2 wins. It's only them and John Halsey and Jason Glennie that move on to 14 points. So, interesting as we go through the rest of the programme. Will that stay the same? Are the Australians changing things? Are they experimenting? Will they work it out by the end of the day? Well, we'll wait and see what happens. Going all the way around the outside, and he's got the lead as he comes off that first turn. Lewis Denham has moved through as well. He's had a good first turn. Jason Bunyan's up there in third, looking for second as he goes into the pit bend. I'm looking perhaps for Matt Reed. Sixth place with Darren Rolfe, looking to move his way through. Jason Bunyan has got himself to the front now, but Mitch Godden is coming back at him. Those two together as they go down the back straight. Now, who's going to knock it off first as they go into the pit bend? Jason Bunyan with the better line, perhaps. Cuts across, and he looks to be trying to make it safe. To go wide. He's now making it move. He's up in the third place. And chases after Mitch Godden in second. Lewis Denham looks over his shoulder. He's back in fourth place at the moment. Matt Reed, though, watch him in third. He's making a challenge on second. Jason Bunyan looking. Last 5, it's knocked him back to just 1 point from his second ride. As they go down that back straight, this will be the checker flag this time as they come towards us. Certainly Jason Bunyan not letting off at all. He wants to make this one his. He gets the win. Mitch Bunyan second. He gets third. Let's give you the points then of race 13 in your programme. Maximum 10 points for the win to number 1, Jason Bunyan. No points there to the next box you see down for number 4. Number 5, Martin Williams gets 2 points. Then no score again for number 6. Number 9, Mitch Godden gets 8 points. Number 10, Lewis Denham 5 points. Number 13, Darren Rolfe 4 points. Number 14, Matt Reed 6 points. Number 17, Jason Hilliard, 1 point. Number 18, Martin Sturgeon, 3 points. And the winning time, 127.93. 127.93. 61.04 the average speed. Richard Hall, in fact, has made the best of the starts, but he's got young Paul Cooper on the outside of him, and Paul Cooper it is, has gone wide and got to the front. He's being challenged as they go into that bottom turn. The lead certainly has changed. I'll pick up for you who it is. It looks like Joe Screen, in fact it is. Paul Cooper just still there in second place, and Paul Cooper going after Joe Screen again. Oh, a great ride this, and Paul Cooper has got up the inside of Joe Screen. Joe is forced to go wide on that pit bend, and Paul Cooper is making the best of it as he cuts across the racing line of Joe. Joe now takes the inside. Trap between these two. Is this youth versus experience? Joe Screen, a very, very seasoned campaigner. Lots of wins behind him. He goes into that pit bend, now perhaps taking command. One more lap to go, but Paul Cooper won't give up. Richard fourth at the moment. All eyes on. Look at Joe Screen looking over his shoulder. Looks on the inside, looks on the outside. Where's he going to come from? Well, at the moment he looks to have it all his own way as you see the checkered flag being raised, and it's going to be Joe Screen that takes it. Very right from Joe Screen, tremendous ride from Paul Cooper, and in third place Richard Hall. Fourth place, Ivor. 14 then from the top. Number 2, Glenn Phillips picking up 3 points there. Number 3, Richard Hall, 6 points. Number 7, Joe Screen, maximum 10 points. Number 8, Paul Knott, 2 points. Number 11, Paul Cooper, 8 points. Number 12, Trevor Manx, 5 points. Number 15, Steve Brayford, 4 points. Number 16, Bob Dolman, 1 point. The winning time, 125.35, 125.35, 62.88, 62.88 it is. Oh, will Simon Moore make it this time? Has he sorted the problems out? He's looking to come to the line. Number 7, Mick Cave and Mick Stace already here. A tremendous ride in their second ride, Mick Cave, particularly the last bend. Picked up maximum points. Number 14, Mick Turrell and Tony Baisby fighting for a place in the second round. Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles on 10 points overall at the moment. Stephen Carl Blythe also fighting for a place in the second round. Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh. Ivor Matthews in fact going back to the pits. Looking at the outfit of Simon Wall, it does look as if whatever the problems were, they've got it sorted, because they are coming to the line this time. Struggling to hold it on the line. He's starting to release them, but now got to get the motor going again. They've got the motor going, everybody else now breaks away. He's making Gary Jackson go back to 10 yards. So that means that Mick Cave will now move over. So, Mick Cave will move into the third grid in, which means we get him at the... Now got 4 on the start line. We got 1 at 10 yards. Stefan Carlblind obviously got clutch problems. Next time when they turn, I think the starter's going to let them go. The starter's happy with the 4 he's got on the line. He moves away, up they go. Stefan is not happy with that at all. They indeed have been told by the clerk of the course to get to the centre of green as Ivor Matthews takes things over though, as we've got 5 outfits in that first turn. Simon Wall is up there in second place. This is why he was so keen to get help before. Disappointing to have those mechanical problems, but he's now going in second place. A very capable driver. Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles leading from Simon Wall and Kevin Jones in second place. And Simon Wall getting very close to Ivor Matthews in the bends. Ivor's not looked the quickest in the bends this afternoon, but he certainly gets the drive off the bends and down the straights. Oh, disappointed to see Mick Cave back in third place at the moment. Simon Wall going Simon Wall has got the lead from Ivor Matthews. Well, Simon Wall just noses his way in front as he goes round that bottom turn. Oh, I can only assume there's problems for Ivor Matthews. Or is Simon Wall going very well? I shouldn't disclose that, should I? It's Ivor's finding every inch of the way, and Mick Cave back a long way from those front 2 now. Gary Jackson in back, closing up Mick Cave as we go into that pit bend for the last time. It'll be checkered flag this time as they come round. And is, after all the problems that Simon Wall has had this afternoon, is he now going to turn the tables and get maximum points as he comes off that bottom bend? It's checkered flag this time for him. Simon Wall gets it. Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles in second. Mick Cave in third. Gary Jackson in fourth. Oh, the topsy-turvy side of the sport. No decent scores at all. He walked all the way around for 1 point in his first ride. He's now come up with a win.